If you've been thinking about buying a home, but you've just heard that it's a jungle out there and it's too crazy and competitive to get involved, we're going to talk about that today, some strategies to help you get the house you want. Stay tuned. This is a very competitive buyer's market right now, and compared to 2019, there's about a third of the listings on the market that there was at that time or before that. If you want to buy a house, how do you stand out with your offer when you're competing with several other offers, maybe between 5 and 20 offers? How do you stand out? Hi, my name is Kathy Jackson. I'm with Keller Williams San Diego Metro. There are a few things you can do to get yourself ready to buy and to win the house that you want. First of all, one of the most important things to do, and the first thing to do, is to get yourself pre-approved with a reputable lender, a good lender. And a lot of times people aren't quite ready when they're getting ready to buy a house, but go with a good lender. And I think it's a great idea to get underwritten as well. That means that you've given all your documents ahead of time. So it's one step further than a pre-approval letter. And I think it really does help. The lender I like to recommend will call the listing agent after the offer is submitted and put in a good word for the buyer. And I know that helps. Secondly, when you're choosing a real estate agent, make sure that you choose an agent who knows the market and who knows how to write a competitive offer as well. You need to understand how competitive the situation is. So someone who's got some finesse with that, very important. Also, when you're getting ready to write an offer, I think it's really a good idea to see what the local comps are. Now, things are going above list price and way above list price, so it's good to see the very most recent comparables. I mean, like within 1 month or 1.5 months. A lot of times an agent can check with the listing agent to see how many offers they have so far. This is what I like to do. I like to call the listing agent up and see what they have so far and what the ideal terms are for the seller, because you do have to cater to the seller quite a bit at this very competitive market. For example, recently in a situation, I was calling the agent up and asking what would win this offer. What does your seller need? And the listing agent told me they need a couple of months rent back. That's what the buyer was comfortable with and decided to offer. So it really helped. It helped to secure the house. Now you have to realize that there are some risks with that, but in this case, the buyer thought it was worth it and they're happy they did it to be able to win the house. I still think it's a good idea for the buyer to write a nice personal letter to the seller, just explaining a little bit about who they are and what they like about the house and the features. Some sellers won't even read this, but some will. And with some, a little bit of the emotional touch. They like to know who's wanting their house. It can make a difference in some circumstances. I've seen cases where even if there's an offer that's a little bit higher than the one that you're submitting, even if it's just a little bit higher, with a personal letter and describing who they are and what they like about the house, how they'll utilize the house, it seems just to make a little bit of a difference in some cases. When making an offer, go as high as you feel comfortable going. Right now, like I said, things are going way over list price, so just go as high as you feel comfortable going. And one good question to ask yourself is, if I miss getting this house just because I wouldn't go another 10 or 15,000, will I feel bad about it? If you can answer that question, if you would feel bad about that, then I would say just go as high as you can. Go the extra mile to get the house. Once you've secured the house and have it fully executed and accepted, there's a little bit of a chance for negotiation after that. That's the time to negotiate and ask for something. Not that you'll always necessarily get it, but you might. Much better chance at that time. Lastly, keep your end goal in mind. I know it's really frustrating missing out on a few houses. I do realize that. And I always feel bad for my clients when they miss out, but I always say, let's go at it again. Hey, there's another house coming up. You want to go see it? Let's try this one. Even if you're writing 7, 8 offers, and it comes to that right now in this market a lot of times. Just keep your end goal in mind, that you want a house that you can call your own. You could do what you want with the yard or, paint the interior. Give it your best effort and you'll eventually get a house.